was a struggle, had to make it out the jungle. This is a show for you. Welcome to the hustle, under pressure that will break a foe. Keep chasing your goals until you blow. Now, welcome to the hustle.
Welcome everybody to another episode of the Hustle Podcast with Talia, Tech, and Steve. It's the prologue. It's actually the episode before episode 1. There's a lot of changes that happened over the weekend.
Well, I mean, as you can see for yourself, we got this beautiful table here in front of us. We got a stack of Gitas right here. You know what I mean? It's all about the Gitas here on the Hustle.
The Gitas.
Guapa.
And yeah, man, it's, you know what? We're just trying to up the production value for you guys, the listeners, the viewers. So, you know, more changes to come.
More changes to come. Only great things along the way.
I love great things. Great things are awesome, don't you guys think?
I think so. So.
It's looking pretty good, though. We got some new paintings up.
We got Pablo in the back. We got a big-ass shark behind us. We got money on the table.
We hustling out here.
We got custom gear coming.
That's a fact. And we got fat boy sizes, too, for all my heavy set folk out there. I got you.
Do they make for children?
Yes, we're going to have for children. We're going to have for babies. We're going to have everything, man.
Okay, so I'm set. I'm good. I'm good to go.
She wears baby sizes.
It's true. I shop in the child section.
Man, so what's up, guys, man? It's been a week since we've seen each other.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Just trying to get this thing off the ground. It's been a little more hectic than expected, but we're getting there.
Yeah.
You know, it's been a busy week. A lot of things in motion. Got some projects in the works. Got a lot of headaches that come with those projects and everything. But that's why we do it. You know, we love doing what we do, and it's always a hustle. It's a grind. And yeah.
I feel that. I work like every freaking day. Like, it's so rare for me to have a day off, to the point that, like, after this, I have to go to work and I want to shoot myself because the hustle don't stop, guys. Like, the grind don't stop. It's just constant. You're always on your feet, always doing something. And that's why we're here, right? We're going to talk about it.
Yeah,
that's a fact. We're going to talk about a lot today. I think today's episode is kind of geared towards letting you guys, you know, get to know us a little bit. I think actually a great place to start was, you know, you just mentioned that you're always on the go, you're always hustling. I mean, Steve, and I'll give him his credit. I call him Stavros, you know, the Malacca with the most. He's out here. And yeah, you know, you definitely, bro, I've known you for, I want to say, what, 10, 15 years now?
Yeah, about.
And, you know, starting off as, you know, just a straight rapper, PXC Hall of Fame. You know what I mean? That's where we met. And now, bro, you got so much other shit going on. Like, let people know what the fuck is up with you, bro.
It's a straight grind, man. It's a straight grind. You know, like you said, started off with rapping back in the day. Local hip-hop group, neighborhood, Park Extension. First ones in the hood to actually do it like that and everything. So there was a lot of respect, you know, coming with it. A lot of hate too.
I didn't know you rapped.
Yeah. Actually, we actually met a long time ago at Piranha Bar.
Oh, my God.
See, you don't even remember.
I was going into that club. I was 17 years old. I had no business being in there, but they knew my face and they let me in every single time.
Yeah.
Like, every time. I miss Piranha Bar. I just miss bars at this point. I just miss going out.
Definitely.
Yeah, the world is crazy.
What has life come to? Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
But tell us more about this rapping career you had before.
So yeah, rapping, made a lot of tracks, a lot of connections, did a lot of traveling back and forth, have some connections out in New York.
That was a good time.
Good time. Me and Tech actually went out to New York, did some shows out there.
Couple times.
A couple times. But besides that, along the way, I found like the hip hop game was, how do you put it? Like, it's very treacherous and very seedy.
It's not catered towards the artist.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
At all. Especially here in Montreal. We could talk a little bit more about that later.
Especially here, I found like there was a lot of dog. A lot of people really didn't gel well together.
There's a lot of ego that comes into play.
It's all ego.
It's terrible. It's like you can't even appreciate someone's art form because you're hating or you're jealous of it.
Exactly.
It's a small town mentality. That's the reality. Yeah. But again, we'll get back to that a little bit later.
So
I love your little puns. Like a small town mentality. Yeah, that's the reality.
It's exactly what it is.
Do you spit bars too?
I was spitting the
bars. Act like you know. Come on, man.
So yeah, that's what it was. You know what I mean? After going down that route, I actually got into the restaurant business. I decided to give up music for a bit.
Yo, it's true. Yo, I remember the restaurant, dog. True story.
So gave up the music for a bit. I was always writing. I'm still writing at this point. I just don't want to record or release anything because I don't see a future in there's no game plan in it. You know what I mean?
It's more of a hobby.
It's a hobby. It's fun, but I don't see it as a strategical.
As a goal.
As a goal, making money and
Yeah.
reaching a pinnacle. You know what I mean? So I'm like, I laid back on that. Got into the restaurant business. It was actually a funny story. I went out with a couple of friends. We had went to an Argentinian restaurant, Casa Gaucho. So we were out there. We had steaks.
You was eating empanadas.
No. Steaks and chimichurri, man. Steaks and chimichurri sauce. Great night. Remember, we ordered a couple of bottles of vodka. At the end of the night, one of my buddies, ex-buddies actually, was talking in my ear, telling me, I got a great spot for a restaurant. The guy's willing to hook us up. He's going to give us the spot as long as we work it. I'm like, all right, sounds good. Let's hear more about it, And after that one night of getting drunk off 2 bottles of vodka, the next morning I wake up, I'm a restaurant owner.
That's some Greek shit. That is some Greek shit. Because
That's the
I feel
hustle.
like that does not happen in my community at all.
Yeah,
Nobody gives me, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's some Greek shit. Shout out to y'all.
So that's what happened. We got into the restaurant business, I'd say about a year and a half, maybe 2 years into the game. Not easy. Never do it again. Definitely won't do it again.
It's so hard to cater to people. Like, I don't even know if it's because of the restaurant itself, but me personally knowing people and how people are in the restaurant industry, like the customer, the clientele, fuck that, man. They're so picky. They're so stubborn. They're so rude. I would not be able to own a restaurant at all.
Believe it or not, the customers weren't the problem. I actually enjoyed serving my customers. I had a lot of good repertoire with them and everything. It was my what's it called? My co-partner. I had 2 co-partners. One of them was supposed to be a silent partner from the beginning, so it was already to be expected that the man was not going to be hands-on with the business. Yeah. He was just going to be
just putting money
in money, coming by saying, I own a piece of this joint and shit like that. But the third buddy that got into the mix, this guy didn't have a dime on him, didn't have a penny, and we decided, okay, we'll put up the money for you, but you're the chef. He was saying he's the chef and everything, and he's going to work it. So I'm like, all right, let's do it. He's like, I'm going to be there 7 days a week. Open to close 7 days a week.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And we're giving this guy a third percentage.
But I mean, realistically, especially in the restaurant game, you got to do that to get it off the ground.
Exactly. You're giving the man a third percentage of the business, and that third percentage is supposed to entice you into waking up every morning.
Well, listen, no chef starting off is going to be making that amount of money that you would get the third of owning a restaurant.
That's for
motivation.
Sure. Yeah.
I mean, like, I'll come cook. Like, I don't mind.
Yeah,
Like,
that's what
you want
I
to give me
thought.
3% of your business? All right, let's do this. What are we having? Omelets?
That's what I thought. You know what I mean? After I'd say like 3-4 months into the business, already you can see problems with this guy. Yeah. He didn't want to work full hours anymore. He trimmed his hours by half. He didn't want to work 7 days a week anymore. He wanted to work 5. So it got to the point that everything that he said he was going to do, he backtracked on. He backtracked on every single aspect. And I didn't really care because I'm like, we'll make it work. We'll find other people we'll hire other people, people to work. But the problem was that he started acting like he was the head honcho. Like he started,
got to his head.
It got to his head. He was getting into arguments with me and my partner. And like this guy was like getting into acting rude in front of customers. And I like literally stopped him one day. I told him, motherfucker, who put the money in for this place? And he's like, what, I'm not a partner? I'm like, who put the money into this place?
You gotta earn that shit.
Yeah,
You know
you have to work for it.
It's not the fucking the tooth fairy didn't give you the third share of this restaurant.
Facts.
So that's what happened with that. End up kicking this guy out of the restaurant.
Good riddance. Goodbye. Ciao. A la
Yeah,
próxima.
exactly. After that, I almost lost my fucking mind. So I'm like, I can't do this shit anymore. I was sleeping in the restaurant. So I called up my other partner, my silent partner, and I told him, look, you got 2 options here. Option 1, it's either you buy me out, or option 2, we sell this whole fucking thing and cut our losses. He's like, no, fuck that, man. I'm not staying in this business without you. Yeah. So he's like, right away, I'm with you, whatever you want to do.
At least you had someone on your side.
Exactly.
You know?
We ended up selling it to an Indian guy that opened up an Indian restaurant. It's still going right now. Pretty successful and everything. Yeah. We didn't have a big loss or anything. We pretty much made back our money. Came out with like a little bit of a loss and a huge buttload of experience.
Well, you gained something from it. You learn from everything. But besides this, now let's change the subject a little. what are you doing now today? What are you up to?
So yeah, we're right there. You know what I mean? So after this whole restaurant experience, I took a little bit of a breather, a year or two of just relaxing and gathering my thoughts of what I wanted to do next. And that's when I picked up a drone. And I started flying it for recreational use and everything. I'm like, fuck, this shit's smooth as fuck. I can get some crazy videos with this. And that's where I met my partner. Lambros, and he actually had an A6000 at that point. He had a Sony A6000, and I had the drone. And he had a project for Subaru or something. He had just bought a Subaru, and he had pitched to them. He's like, I want to shoot you a video. And they're like, fuck it, a free video? Let's do it. So he reached out to me. He's like, yo, I know you have the drone. He's like, how about we go shoot this video together and see what happens?
And then from there, you fell in love, and you've been making videos
From
together
there,
ever
yeah,
since.
we've been making videos, we've been making money, we've been making connections, doing great work for everybody in the city.
It's literally crazy because I lost track of you for
Right
like a
around
couple
that.
of years because you went quiet. I went quiet too. You know what I'm saying? But regardless, I
Bad boys
lost
move
track
in
of this guy
silence.
for like a couple of years. Boom, bro! I'm on Facebook. I see the man's doing like videos for like UFC fighters and shit, and it's like high quality video.
Yeah.
I'm like, where did this guy come from with
That's
this
right,
shit?
man.
Like, yo, it's crazy.
Well,
Big
that's
up.
how I met Steve, because he like shot the video for me in a demo for Connect.
Word.
And from there, I just saw you were like a videographer, cinematographer, whatever the case was. And then I heard you were also managing and other things too. But that's how I met him. So I didn't even.
I dabble.
You dabble here and there, you know.
The hustle's real, man.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what happened. You know what I mean? We got into the making videos, opened up King's Court Productions. But it's along that time, we had that pause with the pandemic last year. And right when the pandemic hit, I decided, since there wasn't that many customers or everybody was pretty much penny pinching and they didn't have money to spend on videos and stuff, I'm like, I want to start a series called The Hustle. I want to go find all these talented entrepreneurs, athletes, musicians, and basically do a 1-minute video showcasing them with an inspirational speech backing the video and everything. And I ended up doing about 20 episodes. Around that same time, I had the idea for the podcast. With me, it's always like, once I plant the seed, it like roots out to so many different directions. So I already knew there was going to be the video, the podcast. I wanted to do like a real like documentary style on each artist if possible down the line. Yeah. And just really do some cinematic work. You know what I mean?
And up next, we got our own Netflix series.
Exactly. We're going to have a Netflix series. We're going to have Nicky Jam playing me. We're going to have Fat Joe playing Tech.
Hey.
And Talia, I'm not sure who's going to be playing you, but...
Yes, baby.
I have my own look at this point. So, Tech, how about you? How's life?
You want me to go next, man? All right, life is all right, man. This pandemic has been insane, has put a stop to a lot of things. But one amazing thing that came out of it for me was I actually decided to just build my own studio in my house. And because basically, like, having a home studio has been something I've wanted since I was a teenager. I kind of dabbled in it, but I never fully committed because I'm stupid. I'd rather waste tens of thousands of dollars on studio time. You know, it's retarded, but I'm not allowed to say that word. You might want to edit it out. I don't want to get canceled. But yeah, so I have my home studio right now. And honestly, right now, man, I'm just literally in the trenches of the studio every day, teaching myself how to mix. I'm obsessed at this point. Like, I'm literally like, I went from wanting to be a rapper to like wanting to be an engineer at this point.
I've been there, man. I used to engineer the shit out of my songs back in the day. I had my own little studio setup. Yeah. And then,
It's the way to go.
and then after everything just like dismantled, you know, the sound card fucked up.
Yeah.
And
No.
It happens. I mean, the thing is,
the
you got to
worst.
put money into it, but at the end of the day, like, if you're paying $60 an hour to go
Yeah,
record at somebody else's studio,
And you never get what you want.
They're driving a Beamer out the parking lot.
Yeah.
Like, why would you do that, right? So, and it's kind of funny though, because like I still make music, you know, like mostly for myself at this point. To be honest with you, I've kind of let go of wanting to be a celebrity at this point, you know, because like realistically, you know, let's be honest. But yeah, like for me, it all started with music. I've been rapping since I was like 11, like literally. And it's, you know, I mean, I told this whole story on another podcast, so we won't go into the depth of it. But basically, yeah, bro, I've been rapping for a long time. Started taking it seriously when I was like 13, 14. Got scooped up by this dude named Mo Littles. We started a group called Famine. We ended up going #1 in the city in 2007. And yes, I'm that old. And then, you know, we just been rocking ever since. Like I said, you know, we've been to New York. We were signed out in New York at one point. You know, just been on the music grind for a long time. I mean, I think a lot of people listening from Montreal will recognize the name if they're from our era. Yeah. I definitely put it down. I would consider myself a top tier lyricist in the city. And I mean, anybody who wants to debate that can get at me, because you know what it is. But on some more humble shit, that translated into a radio job, which actually fell into my lap. I did K103 for 3 years, Heavy Hitters Radio with DJ Blaster. We then moved to Makeway Studios and ran it out of there for another 2 years. And it was around the time I was having my kids. So, you know, music just kind of went on the back burner, as it does, you know, because I take fatherhood like super seriously. I'm not like one of these deadbeat dudes, right? So, yeah, bro, I was just kicking it on the radio. I figured, you know, if I can't go full-fledged with the music, I might as well put other people on at this point. So I did that, and then stopped, and then, you know, here we are now, where we're doing a brand new podcast. My voice is on the airwaves once again. I'm gonna get the podcast tone down. It won't be as radio forever, you know. It's a new space I need to get used to. But essentially right now it's the podcast grind. I got my little side things that I'm doing that we could talk about off air, and you know, I really want to get into this engineering game. That's really where I want to take it, because as you said, honestly, at this point at my age, breaking out as a hot new artist in the game, realistically the chances of it happening aren't the highest. I feel like it's being an engineer, it's the age thing that's also going to come into play. You got to think of the future. You got to think of being the engineer, being the guy that owns the label. You got to think of all that stuff, you know, behind the scenes. Exactly. I'm trying to open up my own studio eventually.
But with you doing that, you want to like start taking in clients and
but like I definitely want to open up my own studio and like get paid off the per hour basis. But like my real true goal is to be like maybe not world renowned, but at least like nation renowned engineer that's mixing for like big artists and shit like that. Like that's where I want to take it, because and to be honest, I don't really like people to be a celebrity. So if I could get paid behind the scenes and just collect my little check, and you know, I got my little chain and my whip in my crib,
why not?
Happy as hell.
Yeah.
But that's enough about me. I think it's your turn now.
Well, unlike you, I do like to be on the scene and in front of a camera. How you doing, guys? Welcome to the podcast. So I guess I'll just go into when I started making music. I was always like a hyperactive kid. My parents brought me to the doctor. They wanted me on ADHD pills. My mom was like, fuck no, you're not tranquilizing my child, which was her own problem, because growing up I was fucking horrendous. But anyways, so with the overactive imagination, I would always like freestyle words that didn't make fucking sense, you know, making toast. Hey, the toast is in the toaster. Da, 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 da. It doesn't make any fucking sense.
I used to have a sandwich song every time I made a sandwich.
Do you still know it?
No.
Ah, shit. I would have liked you to like sing it for us, but so yeah. As a kid, I just always loved music, harmonizing, all that fun stuff. When I was like 14, I started writing for the first time. I wrote my first song. Then as I got older, I would just post stuff on Facebook when Facebook was around. I got recognized by my ex-boyfriend on Facebook. He brought me into his studio, and I was part of his label for a whole year. I was 17 at the time, so they didn't really sign me, but like I was just working with them independently.
Bless Records, I think.
Bless Rec Music. And at the time I was considered KTO. Now I'm Talia, just Talia. Wanted to keep it a bit more simple, you know.
What did KTO stand for?
My full name.
Okay.
It was just my initials.
Got you.
Yeah. I'm not going to say it.
You don't have to.
Karina Talia Limpo. Okay, I said it. But yeah, so after that fun year of creating music with them independently, I had taken a break for 2 years. I went off grid, fell into a relationship, of course. We broke up, and I was like, fuck this shit. I'm getting back into my music. And I came back, rebranded myself, Talia now. And I've been working at it ever since. But when I came back into the music scene, I told myself I want to start rapping, because when I was a part of the label, everyone in the label was a rapper besides me. I was the singer, and when I would try to rap, they'd like shut it down. They'd be like, no, you're a singer, you're not rapping. And like at the same time I was trash, but like I was starting it up, you know. I was around rappers all the time. I wanted to get into it, and yeah, they would shut me down. So when I came back a few years ago, I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna rap. And then I started rapping, and now I could body like half the fucking male artists in the city, and even some of the guys that were in that label. But anyways, I'm not gonna get into that.
I noticed that's like a pattern. Like you join a group and they always try to dictate what you should do in the group. Like, oh no, you shouldn't rap. You shouldn't rap. Just be the singer. Like I know a few other people that had the same thing happen to them, and it doesn't shock me.
And it's like it's whack because at the same time, it's like if I wanted to expand what I'm doing with my music and I want to learn and I want to try something new, you shouldn't be shooting me down. You should be encouraging it. Maybe not record what I've done so far because it is trash. It is trash. Like I'm not gonna lie, it was. But like encourage me to like get better, teach me, or don't shoot it down right away.
The thing about rap is that it's ego driven. This is a big part of the reason that like I kind of stepped away for a long time, and like I was a part of multiple groups as well. I don't want to do the group thing anymore.
But it wasn't even the artists that were shooting me down. It was the owner of the label.
Oh, okay.
And he's not an artist. He was just the engineer. And he would tell me like, no, stop. You're a singer. That's it. That's all. So for me, at the age of 17, like I'm just going to shut up and I'm not going to do it. But then when I left the label, I was like, when someone tells me I can't do something, I come back 10 times harder. Like,
yeah, for sure.
And even now, I still have to work on some stuff. Like I'm not out here saying I'm the best female rapper in Montreal.
No,
I'm not.
I seen that thing you posted like last week. Your shit was fire. I commented on it. I was like, I said some shit like fire. So it was like you in front of, it looked like you were in front of some building, like with a lot of glass windows. It looked like a metro.
Oh, my Ain't Above It video. Yeah.
That shit was fire.
I know, I got bars, guys, but.
She said, I got bars.
I sometimes, depends the day, depends how I'm feeling, But wait, I have to humble myself back down. I'm okay. I'm mediocre. Guys?
No, there's nothing wrong with being confident. I mean, especially as an MC. If you're not confident as an MC, you probably shouldn't be MCing.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But I guess so now I'm just releasing a song every month for the whole year 2021. Yeah. I had a Ain't Above It drop last week, a few weeks ago. Month of May, I have another song featuring a really dope female artist. I don't want to reveal it just yet because I don't know when this is getting posted. But so that's just what I've been up to, working at a hospital, cleaning COVID, cleaning C. diff, cleaning a bunch of shit that you don't want to clean. But the hustle don't stop. The grind don't stop, guys. That's why we're here.
Exactly. I actually kind of want to that's a good point that you brought up, and I want to clarify that too, because I think, because even me, when you told me the name of the podcast, The Hustle, it has, because of, the culture, it has that connotation to it that, like, we're doing some illegal shit. Like, I want to clarify that, like, hustling, and this is to make it relatable for everybody listening or watching, is like, yo, if you're working 2 jobs, if you're working a job and going to school, if you're, if you're on top of making sure your kids got clothes and a roof over your head, that's a hustle. Yeah,
exactly.
You're a hustler in my eyes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's not just the dope boy and the this and that. It's like, yo, if you're doing what you're supposed to do as a man or woman, like, yo, you're a hustler.
A hustler can do many different things. He's always on the grind, doing multiple ventures. A drug dealer sells drugs. That's what a drug dealer does. The fact that we're able to do a million different things, and we're constantly working and we're constantly trying to better ourselves and everything, that's the definition of hustle.
And at the end of the day, we're still, aside from working our everyday lives, we have goals that we're still leaning towards and trying to get at, even just being in the music industry, like, it's not guaranteed, but you still got to work at it. You still got to keep grinding, and people recognize when you put in that work. I work over 60 hours a week sometimes, and I'm still at the studio on my Thursday day off. It's about where you're putting your time into. That's what makes you a hustler, I would say. Like,
yeah, exactly.
What you're doing with your time, it's an investment. Time is an investment too.
And what really pisses me off is when people say, "Oh man, I just got no time. I got no time." But meanwhile, they spent 6 hours watching TV the day before.
It's a fact, bro.
They spent hours getting high and stuff like that, drinking. Meanwhile, you just accomplished 10 different things before 10 o'clock, 10 a.m. Yeah. You know what I mean? So, like, that's what really pisses me off.
It's true. You want to sleep until noon and then talk about there's not enough hours in a day. Wake up, motherfucker.
I wake up at 7 a.m., 6 a.m. every motherfucking day, man.
You see, like, I say I got no time, but when I say I got no time, it's to dudes in my DMs saying, like, when you free. I ain't free for you, that's for sure. You ain't bringing anything to my table. Tell me what you could bring to me. Offer me something that I don't already have. And then
Talia wants this right here.
You see this?
See that?
That's what
she needs a sugar daddy.
No, I don't need a sugar daddy.
All of her DMs are going to come on the first of the month now. Watch.
My PayPal is, give my email to the audience.
Cash app.
So, all right. I mean, I think we went pretty in depth about who we are as the hosts and co-hosts of this podcast. Let's talk a little bit about kind of the vision of, you know, what this podcast is, what we want to accomplish, you know, what kind of guests we're looking for, so people can kind of know, you know, what the fuck is going on here.
Like I mentioned
I love that
earlier.
I can curse, by the way. Sorry.
Yeah, nothing
Fuck
censored
yeah.
over here, man. Nothing fucking censored.
I'm used to radio. You know, you can't. It's a whole different,
It's
whole different
okay.
thing.
You're on
like,
camera too, Tech, eh?
What's that?
You're on camera too now, so like
That's
not
right.
only do
Candid
they hear you,
camera,
they
man.
see you.
I'll get used to it eventually.
So like Tech mentioned, what we're trying to do over here, we want to have a platform that we can showcase talented individuals in the city, out of the city, worldwide, international, as many places as we can get this platform.
Mm-hmm.
We want to have interesting interviews with athletes, musicians, entrepreneurs, anybody that's doing something interesting that interests us,
It's
and we want
considered a hustle,
and we
you
want to
know?
sit down with them and talk with them. When we respect the hustle, that's what we're looking for.
Facts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Facts.
We could bring in moms. We could bring in makeup artists. We could bring in dancers. We
Exactly.
could bring in anyone that's doing something that is working towards their goals. They're hustlers. We need hustlers on the hustle. That's the point of this podcast, you know? Like,
Just come prepared to speak, though, please, because
Yeah.
I was being in radio for 5 years. The worst people that you, because I'm used to interviewing rappers, right? And like they show up to the interview high,
Two-word
shades
answers.
on, and they're just too cool to answer a question. And it's like, I set you up nice. What are you working on? What can we expect? You know, when's it coming out? And you say, yes, it's dropping next week.
Yeah, I know.
okay.
If that's what you guys want to bring over here, please just go somewhere else with that bullshit.
I also like,
Do not hit the DM.
At all.
yeah, we are. If you want to hit the
Hit
DMs
Talia's
to get
DM
on.
if anything.
No,
You heard?
like, unless you're a girl and you're trying to like showcase your art form.
She's into
your
girls
hustle.
too.
No. Jesus Christ. You know what I'm into right now?
What?
Myself, baby.
Okay.
But
You got the OnlyFans popping?
no. I'm gonna get only slaps across the face from my Italian mother. Jesus Christ.
You said you're into yourself. I mean, you're setting me up. I'm knocking them down. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh my God. But you're trying to set me up right now. It's not, I don't want this.
You're throwing her off, man. You're throwing
I
her
set
off.
you up before we got here.
Fuck my life. What did I sign up for? What I was gonna say is like, yes, we want to bring on people to like hustle and talk about their hustle, whatever. But I also think like we should bring something else to the table where we do like, you know, little games here and
Yeah,
there.
there's gonna be little segments we're gonna be doing along the
Drinking.
way. We're gonna have multiple little tidbits for you guys to look at and everything. Keep you entertained. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
This is gonna be the serious angle. This is the serious sit downs,
I
and
got
then
a
we're gonna
bunch
have
of
the
current
other stuff.
events I prepared. Just
I
in case.
I recently discovered a new game and I've been playing it with all my friends, which is like 2 people. But I've been playing it with all my friends, and what it is you can't use any words, but you have to make the other person that you're playing with laugh. So it's only sound effects. Pew, 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 pew. You know, understand? So you could just make retarded noises and oh sorry, I don't want to get censored, but you just make weird noises like an animal, and the people that laugh are out. So that'd be fun to like bring in a rapper or someone or a comedian or something to play that, because I play it and I piss myself. Like I can't deal with the stupidity that comes out of people's mouths when they're making these noises.
For sure.
Yeah, we're gonna have a lot of crazy segments. We're gonna have some. We got one in the works too. Struggle food, showing you the type of food that we came up on with no money in our pockets and stuff like that. You know, we're gonna have a lot of interesting stuff that's gonna make you guys laugh.
Super facts, bro.
I'm excited for that. Do we get to eat it?
Yeah, of course. And if you finish the whole thing, you get a prize. You know.
Really?
No.
Oh,
You know what? I'll finish it just for the prize. Like,
I'll
come
just
on,
finish it to finish.
put that shit in front of me, bro.
I don't need a
What,
prize
what
for that.
did we mention last week, Tech? Spam and corned beef.
I mean, corned beef is fire. I'll still
Spam,
eat corned beef.
spam
every
in a
now and then.
can. And Talia, what did Talia say?
I don't even remember what I said.
Like, oh, that's the most disgusting thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, because I've never even had spam. Like, isn't that the thing? No, that's I'm thinking of Popeye. You know when he eats that?
That's spinach.
Spinach.
Spinach, yeah.
in a can.
Spinach is
Spinach.
delicious. Maybe
I
not
love
in a can, though.
spinach. So good.
Yeah.
I love greens, like money.
Speaking of which, y'all gotta holler at me about something off
Oh.
camera. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
But
guys.
yeah,
so
so I mean, yeah, we here, motherfuckers, and this is episode 1, the prelude or prologue. What would be the more
I think it's prologue, right?
Prologue?
It's prologue.
prologue?
Yeah, it's
Prologue.
prologue. I'm pretty sure I searched that last week just to make sure that we were doing the prologue.
interlude.
No, not the
Interlude.
interlude.
It's not an interlude.
No, interlude's
Interlude would be in between
Exactly.
two things.
Yeah, well, it's in between. We did Chris
no, but
last
this is
week.
first. This is first. You know, we're confusing the fuck out of you
Stavros
guys.
is the interlude
We're
right now.
confusing the fuck out of you guys. We got the first episode that we filmed first,
Yep.
and now we're filming the first episode before the first episode.
the interlude.
Realistically, edit this whole part out because they don't need to know about that. I doubt they give a shit. But yeah, no. Listen, so I mean, if you're hustling, you know, entrepreneurs. Again, I just want to drive it home. Entrepreneurs, artists, fuck, you could be a dancer, whatever it is, anything that you're doing that's interesting, you got personality you want to showcase, if you got a project that you want to promote that's coming up, we would love to have you guys on. We're here to, you know, we're here as a platform in a city that doesn't have a lot of platforms, especially on the English side, to help people, you know, get their names out there. And of course, eventually we want to take it past the city.
Exactly,
That's
yeah.
the goal. But, you know, you got to start where you're from. So this is the motherfucking hustle.
That's right. That's
I like
right.
that.
You
So,
heard?
like
I
Tech
need a
said,
butter.
we're gonna be starting local. It's gonna be very homegrown. Once we get to a certain height, be expecting that we're gonna have some big stars on here. We're gonna be having a lot of interesting people to interview that are far beyond our borders and everything. So I'm just very excited for when that happens. We're even gonna be delving into. We said some true crime stuff and stuff like that. You
Fire.
know? It's
Fire.
We're gonna have a lot of
yeah.
we're gonna have a lot of different avenues we're hitting.
I don't know
excited.
nothing.
I don't know nothing. That just got me excited over here. Like, but I love this platform. I love that we give people a place to talk and like express themselves and show off their work. It's an amazing thing you started here, Steve.
No, it's
Thanks for having me.
I'm glad that you guys are a part of this. And
I'm glad I'm here. I don't know
Yeah.
about tech, but I'm glad I'm here.
Don't I look happy right now?
you look super happy.
This is me happy.
Really? You should work on that.
I'm trying right now.
So guys, what's the plan for summer?
Ugh.
Right?
Well, I
Like
don't
right
know.
now, if this mandatory vaccination goes down and you guys need to get vaccinated to go,
I'm going to New York and I might not come back.
you said that in our future episode, if I remember correctly, that you wanted to go to New York.
Yeah, big time.
So if it comes down to it, then they're like, "Yo, Tech, you want to get down there for September?
I
You
don't
gotta take
think
the
they
jab.
could do that
You wanna
though.
take the jab."
I don't think legally they can make it mandatory. 'Cause
Listen,
it's-
here's the reality, right? We have, where's my phone at? We have this shit in our pocket all the time. They know where we go, when we go. They know what we're into. They know all the freaky deaky shit that we're into when nobody's
They're
around.
listening.
They know what you like
They
to
see
buy.
when you're picking
They
your
know who you talk to.
nose.
You know, you see what I'm getting at. So really and truly, it's like, what are you gonna put in a vaccination that's gonna be more intrusive than what we carry around willingly? That's the way I look at it.
Yeah, I
Fuck
feel you
all
on
this
that.
tinfoil hat shit.
You getting vaccinated?
I mean, if I have to get vaccinated to travel, yeah, I'm gonna get vaccinated.
Look, back to the tinfoil hat shit right there. I think the argument isn't that they're putting some tracking devices in the vaccine. It's just that the vaccine has been concocted too fast in order to be proven safe. So what if they're giving a bunch of chemicals into your body that you don't know what it's going to do in the long term?
I've already put chemicals in my body that I don't know what it's gonna do. in the long
That's
term.
for sure. That's for
You
sure.
heard?
You know?
Well, look,
Straight up and down.
if you follow me on Instagram, you know that I speak very loudly about the vaccine and how much I'm against it. But to go back on what you just said is that they concoct it too fast. They started working on this vaccine in the early 2000s when SARS was an issue. So coronavirus vaccine has been in the works, and the only reason why it got pushed out so quickly is because they got funding for it because of the pandemic. Now, the reason why I'm not taking it is it's still not approved by the FDA. It's only approved under the Emergency Act.
True. I saw that.
The sources that created this vaccine are not reliable. So if something happens, you can't even sue.
You have to sign an NDA beforehand that
Exactly.
you can't sue, you can't hold anybody liable for what happens to you.
You could still get COVID. You could still give COVID.
Why the fuck are you taking a jab then?
Why are you going to take it? And, you know, I know it's like that 1 in a million, get those bad side effects, get the blood clots, get the whatever the case may be. But I'm young. I'm healthy. I've been working in COVID for so long. I take vitamin D every day. So if you're not taking vitamin D, you're already part of the problem. Take vitamin D, people. Shout
Shout out to Joe Rogan.
Not even Joe Rogan. Just shout out my dad's fiance. She introduced me to it. But like I said, young, healthy, 99.009% chance of surviving even if I get it. I haven't gotten it yet. I'm I'm not gonna stick something in me that I don't need. It's not necessary.
That's exactly how I see it.
It's not
I see
necessary.
it like that. Don't get me wrong. I'm tempted to grab a fucking vaccination just so I can hit a beach and shit. But I'd rather not look like.
But I mean, like, legally speaking, I don't think they can
Like a
do that.
Cyclops
They
or
can't
some
make
shit.
it mandatory. It's against your human rights. It's not humane. And if they can't let you into a restaurant or on a beach, that's kind of like discrimination. You're not vaccinated, you can't come. That's discrimination.
It is. That is
So
discrimination.
I don't think they'll even be able to
Yeah,
push.
but there's been
agenda.
discrimination in society since the inception of society.
Exactly.
I mean,
There's
it's-
always discrimination.
You know what I mean? It's,
Yeah,
it's not like they can't do it. They can do it if that's
We'll
what they're trying to do.
we'll see what happens. Everyone's in a rush to take it because they want to travel and shit, but it's not mandatory yet. When it's mandatory, and I really want to go into a fucking bar, then I'll shove it in me. But till then, I could wait.
I'm just trying to be smothered in strippers in the Bronx. That's all I want to do, man.
You're in the
I'm
wrong place.
I'm gonna tell you
Like,
the truth.
you're in the wrong place
Well,
for
you already
that.
know right now in the BX, there's been some crazy amount of COVID cases over there. I don't know if you've been seeing those World Star hip hop videos with those crazy Latinas jumping up and down on the cars and shit.
Hey, man.
But yeah, you got to watch out for that, man. You got to watch out for that.
I'll be on my P's and Q's over there when I'm in the BX. You heard?
I don't even understand what just happened.
So yeah, back to what we were saying right now about the whole taking it. I feel like if I'd like to wait. I'd like to wait.
Yeah.
Wait it out a bit.
See what happens with all the first doses that get
You
given out.
know?
You know what I mean? And if people aren't dropping like flies and shit, I'm gonna be like, okay, I think I can take
I don't
this.
personally think people are gonna die from it. I just personally think that what it's gonna do is it's gonna make women and men infertile, so we won't be able to repopulate.
Well, that-
I don't want no more damn kids.
And it's the
Y'all are
only.
singing to me right now.
It's the.
I don't gotta get nothing
So
snipped.
go get it.
We good.
But that's the only thing that makes sense to me is that the world is overpopulating. They came up with this little virus that is man-made because scientists have said no natural virus can change as rapidly as this one has. There's a new variant every week. That's not normal for a naturally caused virus. This is biochemically made. But I think this vaccine is just a reason to slowly,
It's fugazi, this fucking thing.
Yeah.
make people
Donnie
unable to have
Brasco.
kids and stop populating our overpopulated planet. That's just
Okay, so there's not like a big red button that Bill Gates is gonna press and everybody's just gonna start croaking, right?
no.
All right. Okay. Okay, so
don't
let's
think
let's
so.
let's steer the conversation away from
Yep.
coronavirus because I think
Next.
we're constantly going to be going back to it.
It's always gonna come
it's-
up
It's
one
the
way or
reality
another.
of what we're living through.
It's
right
always
Yeah,
gonna come
yeah,
up.
We're always going to keep talking about it. So I feel like every time we have a new guest, there's going to be
We're
different
living in
perspectives on it and shit.
history. We're living in history right now.
Yeah, and everybody's walking around with masks on their face, looking like it's
The worst is when you
Chernobyl and
see them
shit.
driving in the car with the mask on or walking outside with the mask on. Stop. Breathe. Fucking
I-
breathe.
I've seen some funny ones. I took a picture. There was a lady on the bus. She had like this tiny mask that was like only covering a bit of her nose. It was the most funniest shit I've
I
ever
saw
seen
one
in my
where
life.
it's like a Mortal Kombat and the girl had the mask here, and the mask covering her vagine.
Yeah.
Terrible.
So let's say the borders open up. You guys don't need the vaccine or anything, and you're gonna go do some traveling. You're gonna go hit the BX. What are you gonna do in the BX? Forget the strippers and shit, because you know that's not the main plan, bro.
Shit. I mean, what else is it to do? No.
And you can't even touch the strippers in BX, man.
Yeah,
Stick to Montreal. You know what I mean?
I know, but I have a certain way with people. Nah, man, I just want to get the hell out of here. To be honest with you, like, of course, like my first place to go would be New York, check my peoples and stuff, and have a good time, and just make some music and do what we do. But I got peoples in Florida as well, like that I would love to go check right now.
Definitely,
Florida is wide open. Like
Wide
they
open.
look at you like you're crazy if you're wearing a mask in Florida right now.
That's my
It's
peeps right
insane.
there.
It's insane.
Shout
That's
out to
where
Florida.
I need to be. Shout out Florida.
It's illegal to wear a mask in Florida.
Really? Wow.
And I mean, but if you
You're
know
a
if you look at the numbers, it's not nobody's dying over there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I mean,
what's,
it is what it is. But
I
that's
mean-
definitely what I want to do. I just want to get the hell out of this fucking city, man.
Yeah, I feel you, man. Like, I feel like the fucking weather hasn't changed at all.
This
like, okay,
province is a mess.
today it's nice and warm and everything, but it's like we're in the middle of May, and in a few weeks it's June, and that's our summer. June, July, August, and that's it.
It's been pretty fucking cold for me.
Fucking
It
freezing.
snowed a few weeks ago. Like, what the hell is going on here? And this province is so shit. Construction everywhere, curfew. Like, how do you want to have a good summer like this? Like, it's
Depressingville, that's what it is.
really depressing.
Yeah. I know if the borders open up and everything, and I get the opportunity to hop on a plane, your boy going out to Peru. We're gonna hike the Inca trails and shit like that.
Yeah, you
know?
be going to these exotic places. I need to hang out with this guy more because I'm gonna go to New York. This motherfucker's like, I'm gonna go.
Let's go host a
do
podcast
ayahuasca
there.
in the Amazon. I'm like, damn, bro. Like,
Set up on a
Ayahuasca-
mountain.
I need better friends.
Fuck ayahuasca and shit. You know what I mean? We just get the coca leaves to chew for the altitude sickness and everything
Fuck
like
it,
that.
we out here.
But yeah, we'd hit
interesting.
the Inca trails, 9-10 different trails, 6 weeks out there in Peru.
You fuck around and run into a jaguar out there.
You never know, man. We hit Machu Picchu, Cusco,
Sounds like Pokemon characters.
and trust me, we would have a fucking blast, man. You already know that.
I need to go somewhere. I need to get out of here. I want to go to LA.
LA, yeah, definitely.
This ain't for me.
You don't
want to
go to LA right now, though.
Why? What's wrong with LA?
There's homeless people everywhere.
Oh yeah,
So?
it's a crazy epidemic.
No, I
right
don't
now.
mean like. I mean like you'll trip over a homeless person every third step. Like it's crazy in LA right now. Everything's shut down. LA is not a good spot
gas
right
shortage too over there now.
now. It's not a good
It's
spot right now.
crazy.
It's not good.
Are you sure? My friends
Yeah,
are
it's
there
not
right
good.
now.
Yeah, but then they're in the high life. They're living
not
in
good.
they're in the hills and shit.
No, they're not.
Where are they at?
I don't even know where they're at.
Well, like
But
if you go Skid Row, I'm pretty sure, and like Skid Row is where all
No,
the homeless
Skid Row literally like expanded.
now. That's
So
what
like
I'm saying.
the whole downtown
Yeah,
core,
exactly.
like
Like
beyond.
downtown
It's
is
crazy.
Skid Row right now.
Yeah, man, it's
Yeah.
nuts. It's
I
nuts.
just have to go somewhere. Anywhere but here. Anywhere besides work.
I feel you.
What is life, guys? What is life?
Life is a beautiful thing, ladies and gentlemen.
Depends how you look at it.
I mean, hey, I'm trying to be positive, man. This pandemic has got everybody depressed and everybody done gained weight and everybody's on some bullshit. It's like, yo, man, fuck it. Let's just try and be positive as much as we can. And that's coming from the most pessimistic person in the room right now. Like straight up, man. You know, it is what you make it at the end of the day. We all got the same 24 hours in a day. Fuck it, man. Let's just be on our shit.
I mean, to be fair, this pandemic hooked me the fuck up. It got me a really good job. It got me my first apartment. It got me living a pretty decent life. Like, I'm not depressed. I'm lonely.
I'll be honest
It's not
too.
the same thing.
I'll be honest too. Like if it wasn't for this pandemic and being caged up at home every day, I wouldn't have written my scripts.
It's a fact. Your boy's about to be a movie star.
I'll put this guy in a movie over here. You know what I mean? Wrote multiple scripts, directed the 2 movies right now and everything. We got so many things in the works.
Well, that's
that I don't
because
think
you're a
would
hustler.
happen.
If you're a hustler, you took this time
Yeah.
to work on yourself, develop yourself, and make something good out of a shitty situation.
And that's what baffles me too. Not baffles me, but like I get a little like I don't like seeing other people in a position. Like for me, it's been beneficial and everything, the whole lockdown and everything. But then I have friends of mine that have been in a position that they're struggling hard. They really don't like being caged up at home. They want to go out to they're social butterflies and shit. You know what I mean? These people, they want to be out there. They want to be at the clubs. They want to.
Yeah.
They're missing hard and like they're fucking going stir crazy and shit like that.
Yeah.
I like being at home personally. I'm in the studio in a Guinea t-shirt, my boxers, and slippers. We chilling.
That's it.
I'm like rarely home. I pay rent not even to be there, so I'm always working, whether it's on my music or my actual job. Always working, never home.
Guys, it looks like we might be running out of time today, but we did dig deep into what we're about, what we're planning on doing for you guys, what this show is going to accomplish in the future.
Facts.
You got to learn a little bit about tech. You got to learn a little bit about me. You got to learn about Talia. And you know our thoughts on the coronavirus and shit.
The vaccines and shit.
Yeah, you already know this guy wants to go out to the BX, put his face in some titties and shit.
Yep.
And
I got a flavor saver.
Oh my god. Ew.
Zoom in on that right there.
That's so gross, Tech.
so without further ado, we're going to call it a day. Thank you very much, everybody, for watching another episode of the Hustle Podcast.
I feel like we should all say it at the same time. Thanks for watching.
No, you're supposed to come in and go, beep, 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 beep.
Hey, that's right.
Let's never do that again. We love you.
Peace.
Show for you. Welcome to the hustle. Under pressure, never break or fold. Keep chasing your goals until you blow. Now, welcome to the hustle. Take money, make money, build a future forever. Even in stormy weather, we execute for treasure. The grind is real, you know. Got the willpower, Terrence Howard, hustle with flow. Rain, sleep, or snow. The odds against me for sure. I kick down them doors when they close. A sharp shooter of motivation that leave bullet holes. We're in the zone, get focused on. Stay on your toes.